Stampers, Deb Valder here, your Fun Stampers Journey Coach. Today I'm going to show you how to do a pop-out card. I also call it a tunnel card because it's got this little tunnel in the middle. You see this little tunnel right here? But it is a pop-out card because the cupcake does pop out when you're opening it up like that. All right, I want you to know how super simple this is. I mean, super simple. You can do it with anything. It's just an easy card, and I want you to make lots of them. All right, so what we started with was just a regular half sheet of cardstock that is 5.5 going this way by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. All right, so it's a regular card size. All right, fits into a regular size envelope. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take and you're going to run it through your Journey Platinum and just cut out the cupcake. Let me just show you the stamps that we're going to be using today. I forgot to do that. All right, so let me just show you the cupcake one. This is one of my go-to stamps. I love this one. It's called Yummy and Delicious, and I use it quite often. But it also has dies that go along with it. Just a really cute stamp set. I'm also getting the, I love this, okay, is the Create Confetti. And what this is we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different designs, and each design has different sizes. So you have the large, the small, and the medium little dots. Then you have the large, the medium, and the small little stars. And then these are just like little diamonds, small, or large, medium, and small. And then we have our little funfetti here, and that too comes in the large, the medium, and the small. Just a really adorable little stamp set, so we're going to be using that one also. And then on this one I'm using the Happy Birthday because I love this this set, and I love the way that Happy Birthday is. So I'm using the Happy Birthday on that one. And then from this one I'm going to be using the balloon and the little swirly gig that goes along with it. All right, so those are the pieces that I'm using from the stamp sets. Now by all means you can just use one stamp set. You can use anything for this die, for this card that has a stamp set and a die to go along with it. So you don't have to limit it to birthdays. You can just any die that you have, okay, you can use with it. So I'm just going to run that through and I'll be right back. Okay, so I ran that through, and that is going to be the front. Now I'm going to use this as just a stabilizer or a piece that you don't need this piece, but why throw it away? Okay, so I'm going to use that piece. I'm not done with this yet. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you how to do the inside piece right here. Super simple. You're going to start off with a white piece of cardstock that is 6.5 by 5.5. So if you want to make this a little bit smaller, you can, but I like to do it the same size as the card. If you need to trim off at the end, you can do that also, but you could make it smaller so that you could see a little bit of a border. I like to put it on full size. All right, so when you get this piece, you're going to take, and let me just keep this in here so you see what we're doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to score it. So in this one right here, I scored it at 1/2, and then I scored it at 2.5 and 4.5. So this is the 5-inch piece right here, and that's going to go into your cutter just like this. All right. So we're going to take this. You're going to score it at. All right. This is my cutting blade, so I'm going to take that off. And what you're going to do is you're going to score this at 1/2. Okay, right here. So you'll score it at 1/2. All right, then you're going to score it at 2.5. You're going to go over to 2.5 and score, and then 4.5. Even easy numbers to remember: 1/2, 2.5, 4.5. All right. So then, when you're done with your scoring, you're going to put your cutter back on there. That's how easy it is. All right. You're going to take and we're going to fold these. All right. And if you accidentally fold them the wrong way at first, it's okay. All right. But what you do is you fold the right side, the large side right here. You're going to fold that up, so that's going to go in, above, and then this one, believe it or not, is going to go backwards just like this. So we've got in, out, and then under. All right. Now what I want you to do is, depending on how big your piece is right here, if you had a smaller piece, you wouldn't have to cut off as much as what I'm going to show you. But because we have a big piece right here, I'm going to show you that you're going to need to cut enough room so that this thing can fit through it. So if you look at this right here, we need to cut at least this part out. And you're cutting the middle out, not the ends. Do not cut the ends off. We want to cut the middle. So let me just grab my self-sharpening, okay, non-stick shears, and we're just going to cut out put a little tick right there and a little tick right there. There's no rocket science to this, all right? You could go straight in if you wanted to. You could go the opposite way. I'm just doing it this way, all right? And then we're gonna just cut off the middle piece right here. And if you stop and think about it, the reason we're cutting off this middle piece right here is so that our cupcake can run through it, or your balloon, or whatever it is that you're gonna cut out from your die, all right? You just need to have this piece right here free and clear. All right, so now we have this piece that goes in, out, and then these are gonna go backwards, okay? But for right now, let's stamp on it so we can, and this is what mine says. It just says happy birthday and there's a balloon on the inside of it. So I'm gonna take my balloon first, and that would be the solid piece. Now remember, the solid piece is gonna be the lighter of the colors, all right? So I'm just gonna take this and ink it up. Lighter color is underneath, so this is my balloon. I'm just going to add it right there. Okay, there's my balloon. And then I need the over piece, which is going to be the pretty pansy. That's the darker. All right, so pretty amethyst was the lighter color. And now we're going to take this larger one. I'm going to take the ink to the stamp just to make sure that I got it all inked up nice and sweet and pretty. All right, so now what I'm going to do is just line this up. Stamp it right over it. Love to multi-layer stamp. Love to. Okay, so I have that. Oh, I need this dark out again because that's going to be the color. That's the pretty pansy, and that's going to be my little whirly gig. Okay, and that's going to go right over here on top like that. Okay, that's attached to the balloon. And now we need the words, and that was from Steampunk. Okay, ink to stamp. Here we go. Alrighty, and add that to the top right here. So far, so good. All right, so we have our inside done. I'm going to give that a minute to set, and while we're doing that, I'm going to grab my white liner tape because white liner tape works really, really good with this. I'm also going to get out my bloom tool, and we're going to do a couple of different things. All right, so on the back of this, we are going to adhere. So where my stamping is, we're going to take and we're going to put white liner tape here and here. You definitely want to get it toward the seam because you don't want any part of that to pop up. So I'm going to grab my white liner tape, go down from here to here, and then from here to here, okay? And they give you so much of this tape, you know? I mean, I'm going to be old before I get to use, I already am old. I'm going to be old before I get to use it all. All right, so now with our little dental tool, we're going to take and we're going to just burnish that down on both sides, and then you just take and lift it up with this little guy right here. Isn't that awesome? Everybody has their bloom tool now, right? Everybody has a bloom tool. If you don't, you need your bloom tool. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add that to the inside of our card. Now remember, we already cut this piece out. So the inside of our card, we're just going to take and line this up. And if you have any that hangs over, don't worry. We can trim it off with our cutter. All right? All right, so that's just going to go right there like that. All right, so far so good. Make sure yours, now if you accidentally folded it the wrong way, here is where you want to make sure that you correct it. All right, so you want to make sure that you correct it at this point, because if you don't, your card's not going to open. All right, so we have that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take and put white liner tape here and here. Now it's very important to put it right here on that seam. You don't really need it on the other part of it, but it is important to have it on that seam, all right, so that it doesn't pop up at all. All right, so there's my piece there, and here's this art. Isn't this easy? I told you it was easy. All right, easy peasy. Okay, so there's our white liner tape, and I need my dental tool. All right, burnish it down. To all of my customers that are dental hygienists, I know you're laughing hysterically at me. But you have to admit, that does look like a dental tool. Don't they come at you with these and pick away? All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take and you're literally going to leave these open just like that, okay? And then close your piece and press. And look at, all of your seams are hidden, but there's your tunnel card. Ta-da! Isn't that cute? I love that. Okay, so now we have to finish this part right here. So we're just gonna grab ourselves some, excuse me, some scrap paper. And we're going to be making this cupcake right here. So I'm going to take my outline of my cupcake. Now, this is where you want to be very, very careful, all right? This has a lot of blank space in there. And I tell my customers that when you're doing this, if you just do it nice and light, you don't have to slam it down. If you just do it nice and light, you're not going to get any residue on the inside and you're not going to have any yuckies, all right? So we're going to take and we're going to stamp that onto this cardstock right here, like that. While I have the dark out, I'm going to grab the bottom piece of my cupcake. That's going to be the liner, okay, the cupcake liner. All right, so there's that. And then we need the scrap paper right here because we have to do the frosting. And this is my favorite. I've done it a million times for you before. We're going to start with the dark. Okay, start with the dark, get it nice and juiced up so I can put the top on that because I think I'm pretty much done with that. And then I'm going to take the Pretty Pansy, the lighter color. I am going to clean off the bottom here because that has the dark on it and I don't want to use the dark. I want to use the light, okay? And what this is, that's the cupcake liner. Clean it off and then just ink it up. Let's do it this way. Ink it up, all right? And then, I know this is the fun part, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're literally just going to make some beautiful frosting. Ta-da! All right, and stamp it down. La-da! Oh my gosh, isn't that absolutely gorgeous? All right, let's clean this off. Clean both of our pieces off. Isn't that easy? I love the way we clean. Ta-da! There we go. Okay, so those two are done. Now, what I need to do is to go and cut these out. So I'm going to go cut these out with my cupcake liner and my frosting top because that's part of that bundle. All right, we're going to go cut these out and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I am back and I have my cupcake bottom and I have my cupcake top. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to grab my Journey foam squares and I think I will, let me see if I have some big ones here. I do. Good. Okay, so I'm going to grab my Journey foam squares. I'm going to put one here on the top and one here on the bottom. Alrighty, just like that. And add that to my cupcake. This is a black raspberry cupcake. All right, and let's see, there we go. I want to make sure the frosting adds perfectly. All right, so there's my cupcake, and we're going to start adding it to our card. So let me just grab my card, and you'll notice that on the card, right here, that it is only adhered to one side, okay? So it's only adhered to one side. So what you have to remember, let's add this to this right here. Let's grab my, oh, this I can grab to the whole thing. I just like to add it for stability because you're going to be opening and closing, so this has a mechanism to it. So let's just make sure that we're going to, that it's going to be nice and sturdy. All right, so there's that. Now what I'm going to do is you only want adhesive on one side. So let's just grab our white liner tape again, and you ask why I'm using white liner tape instead of any of the other. This is just really strong adhesive, and when you're doing a mechanical card, it's better to use something that's very strong rather than something that's weak. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. This just is stronger tape. I mean, you could glue your kids to the wall with this tape. All right. So you notice I only put it on one side, and I put it on the right side. Okay. I mean the correct side. And basically, what you're going to do is literally just put that right back through the hole, just like this, so that when it opens, all right, it opens just like. Hang on. You don't want to put it all the way through, okay? See, now you have this piece right here, just like that. And what I forgot to do before I put that on there, but it's not a problem because I can still do it. I need to stamp the outside of that. I'm going to do that with my whipped cream, and actually I really did want to do that last because it's going to take a little while to dry. So you can actually do this first, but I'm going to take my little stars. These are the medium stars. These aren't the small ones. These are the medium ones. I'm going to start with my little stars and just put them around here, there, and yonder. Okay? There we go. Alrighty, and then I'm going to grab a scrap sheet of paper just to stick underneath here because I am going to stamp off of the paper. Now I'm going to grab, let me see, this little guy right here. Remember the little whirligig that came from that same set? And I'm just going to stamp a couple of these around. Just like that. Happy birthday to whomever. Okay, and here's one up here, and that's about it. We have our happy birthday card. Ta-da! Oh no, you know what I did different, but I don't have them here. They're in my other craft room. I added some of our little stars to match the stars that are on there. What I did was I took my Journey Craft glue and I just dabbed it in here, and I'm going to do that, but I don't have them here, so I can't do it right now. But what I did was I just added my little stars right there. I love the star-fetti. So cute, so cute. So that's my card for today. I hope you enjoyed it. There's a lot of pieces to it, but it is so super simple. The directions and the measurements and everything will be on my blog. If you have any questions, let me know because I'm here to help. You take care and have a great day.